But I can tell you it's a very different situation than it was under President Obama.
Do you think Roy Moore should be in the Senate in light of all of the allegations and accusations against him?
The people of Alabama are going to decide Roy Moore's fate. If the people of Alabama elect him, there's direct controlling Supreme Court precedent that says the Senate and the House has no ability to deny a duly elected candidate their seat in the Senate or the House. Some people have said they might file an ethics committee complaint against Roy Moore, and if that happens, then I have great confidence in people like Johnny Isakson and Chris Coons to review that fairly, and as someone who might have to evaluate the merits, I'll evaluate those at the time. But the people of Alabama are going to make that decision, just like the people of this country made their decision last year on Donald Trump.
Can we just pick up on Donna's last question there, though, about Trump? A lot of lawmakers have said they believe the Roy Moore accusers, whether they think he should be seated in the Senate or not. Do you take that stance when it comes to Donald Trump and the women who came forward at the end of the campaign last year?
I haven't gone back and reviewed all the things they said. I think it's important that any woman feels that she can make a complaint if she's been subjected to sexual harassment, sexual assault that have no place in our society or in the workplace. Each case has to be evaluated on the merits, of course. We shouldn't have trial by newspaper. Everyone should have a chance to adjudicate the evidence and advance their claim or defend their cause. But I haven't gone back and reviewed all those matters from last year.
We're about 36 hours away from a deadline to keep the government open.
I think there's some haggling in the House of Representatives. It has been the last 2 days about how long that short-term funding bill would last. I think the consensus position was December 22nd. Some people wanted to move it out to December 30th. I don't think 8 days is going to make much difference one way or the other, especially when you put Christmas in between there. But I suspect the House will pass that bill with one of those 2 dates later today, and then the Senate will pass it as well.
Would you vote for a bill that included giving the Dreamers legal status?
Well, so I'm not going to have to, but I'll vote no on any DACA legislation that doesn't have substantial reforms that mitigates those negative consequences of codifying DACA. Washington experience, he was head of the Marine Corps Liaison Office in the Congress. He was the senior military advisor.